6:48, time for the morning rush. Police presence at Albuquerque Public Schools is going to be ramped up. That is following two incidents. Now, yesterday, APS says a threat was made against Del Norte High School, causing it and nearby Next Gen Academy to go into lockdown. Meanwhile, at Volcano Vista High School, APS says the school police there found a student with two guns, one stashed away in a backpack and the other in their car.
A man will be spending more than a half a decade behind bars for a fatal shooting. Yesterday, a judge sentenced David Knotts to 6 years in prison for shooting and killing Alexander Renner in May 2022. According to that criminal complaint, Knotts shot Renner in the head, wrapped him up in a carpet, and stored the body in his garage.
Albuquerque police, they are searching for a man they are calling a high-priority retail crime suspect. Ferron Mendez is accused of stealing more than $20,000 of merchandise from a Lululemon in Uptown this summer. Police say that those thefts occurred on over 7 different occasions. Ryan.
Mostly dry conditions across the viewing area today. Maybe a few showers in far southeast New Mexico. Otherwise, a chilly start, a warmer afternoon for some, and we'll see the mostly dry trend continue through tomorrow before we have a big weather pattern change on Friday.
This morning, a legal battle is underway on how the state should classify a New Mexico organization and whether it should disclose the sources of its funding. In May, the State Ethics Commission filed a lawsuit against former gubernatorial candidate Jeff Apodaca and the group he runs, the New Mexico Project. A hearing for the motion is set for next week.
We're getting a look at some of the major issues that New Mexico legislators are considering as they look to the future. One major topic being the oil and gas industry, which is the main driver for revenue for the state, bringing in $15.2 million in 2023. However, experts say that the rise in electric vehicles will cause the oil and gas revenue to decrease over the next 15 years.
A group aimed at helping stroke victims and their families is celebrating a major milestone this morning. Ian McCannis and his wife Stephanie made the support group Hope in Crisis Healing Through Community last year. Since it was founded, the group has helped 45 people in the Albuquerque area and is growing. Ryan.
Rain chances very low for the next couple of days. Maybe far southeast New Mexico may get a little bit of rain today, even drier tomorrow, but a surge of tropical moisture comes back Friday into the weekend, drying out later in the weekend. Chilly mornings and pretty warm afternoons ahead.
Quick correction here. The revenue from oil and gas in New Mexico is $15.2 billion, not million. Now, in the effort to boost tourism numbers that took a hit after the summer's fires and flooding, the village of Ruidoso has announced a new sporting event. They announced a new partnership with Xterra, which plans to hold a triathlon next August. The running, swimming, and biking athletes are going to be competing for a world championship qualification at the event.
The community is getting the chance to taste test some of the new foods that'll be featured at the Sunport this fall. 16 new concessionaires are coming to the Sunport's food hall, mostly local brands like Sadie's, Pinon Coffee House, Laguna Burger, and more. Brian.
And taking a look at traffic right now, no major accidents or slowdowns, so those green colors are indicative of that. And here's a look at the Big Eye right now. We do notice an increase in volume, so some minor delays. We'll have more updates throughout the morning commute.
Brazilian military firefighters were able to recover an ocelot cub from the remnants of a forest fire in the southern Rio de Janeiro state region. Brazil is currently dealing with extensive fires resulting in smoke darkening the skies above major cities such as Rio de Janeiro and Sao Paulo. The cub was administered first aid by the military, hydrated, and then taken to the local veterinary hospital.
And now it's time for the 5 facts.
At number 5, in the effort to boost tourism numbers that took a hit after the summer's fires and flooding, the village of Ruidoso has announced a new sporting event. They announced a new partnership with Xterra, which plans to hold a triathlon next August. The village says that the expected influx of people is going to be a major boost. The running, swimming, and biking athletes are going to be competing for a world championship qualification at the event.
And number 4, a group aimed at helping stroke victims and their families is now celebrating a major milestone. Ian McCannis and his wife Stephanie made the support group Hope in Crisis Healing Through Community last year. Ian himself had suffered a stroke back in 2021. Since it was founded, the group has helped 45 people in Albuquerque and is growing. Hope in Crisis meets every Tuesday evening at 6 at North Domingo Baca Multi-Generational Center.
And at number 3, from long sleeve shirt weather or jacket weather to t-shirt weather this afternoon. Most will be rain-free despite a few showers in Roosevelt County in southeast New Mexico later today. I think mostly everywhere will be much drier and warming up pretty nicely as well. Things will start to change, though, much later this week.
And number 2, a legal battle is underway on how the state should classify a New Mexico organization and whether or not it should disclose the source of its funding. In May, the State Ethics Commission filed a lawsuit against former gubernatorial candidate Jeff Apodaca and the group he runs, the New Mexico Project. The group says its goal is to amplify Latino and moderate voices as a nonprofit, but the suit claimed it was acting as a political committee and was violating the Campaign Reporting Act. In an order last month, the judge says it did meet the definition of a political committee and issued a preliminary injunction requiring the New Mexico Project to register with the Secretary of State's office by September 4th.
And a #1 police presence at APS is going to be ramped up for the rest of the week following 2 incidents on or near their campuses as of yesterday. Well, the district says that a threat was made against Del Norte High School, causing it and nearby Next Gen Academy to go into lockdown. Those shelters in place that were lifted after police found that the threats were not credible. Meanwhile, at Volcano Vista High School, APS says the school's police, they found a student with 2 guns, one stashed away in their backpack and the other in their car. They said that the student did not express any intention to harm themselves or others. Meanwhile, threats to the high school in Raton forced officials there to close all the schools in the city until tomorrow.